I'm back with Carl Peverall at the Garden Talk Salon in this fabulous contemporary Stonehenge that he's created with his son and team member Ethan Peverall. And Carl, what I really was fascinated with on this, I feel like, you know, I'm on the slippery slope with a seesaw, and is this me, or is this an analogy of life, or how are we balancing all of this? And what was your muse when you were creating this statue?
Well, I think all artists and most people in whatever they do in life,
Excuse me while I get the
they go along and they develop certain ideas, certain ways of doing things, and after a while you start to wonder about other ways or other approaches that you haven't yet taken. And one of the main things that Ethan and I are always concerned with in our sculpture is that the piece has a very grounded sense of balance to it, and that the scale works and that the stones are resting there on each other in a way that they could actually rest in nature. So that a lot of times we'll sort of say make a stone sketch where we will put various stones together that may look like they could fit together naturally, and stack them and get them stacked in a certain type of balance where they don't need any reinforcement at all to stay put. Well, that's sort of where we came from initially in developing our sculpture, and as a result, most everything that we do has that kind of feeling to it, which we find very compelling, and it's a very peaceful, focusing kind of a presence that a lot of the pieces will have. But we just thought, well, okay, let's really try to break through from that approach. And this piece is called Breaking Through, as a matter of fact. And it was something where we were actually going to utilize a structural aspect of our sculpture that normally doesn't get utilized, and that is the cantilevering, a potential of it. Every piece here is drilled and pinned together with steel, and as are all the other pieces, but generally what all that's doing is fixing something that could normally stand on its own in balance, but wouldn't be safe in someone's home or whatever without it being reinforced in case someone pushed it. It'll balance itself, but it can be pushed over. So basically we're just sort of like doing an artist doing a plein air painting or whatever. They capture something, so we're kind of capturing a certain type of balance, and then we're capturing it by fixing it with steel and freezing at that point. In this piece, we wanted to forget about what really could exist in nature by how stones could naturally be put together, because this could never work, because we're cantilevering over. You could never balance that on that and have it hold, okay? So we're relying on this invisible thing, which is the steel, to allow us to create a movement and a gesture that is a little bit more organic and a little bit more human-like, where, you know, look, my arm, if I was to have a separate arm and put it just on my shoulder, it wouldn't fall off, but it's because of my muscle and my bones and my momentum or whatever that I can actually have a gesture that you could freeze in a photograph, okay? So that was the idea with this one. We wanted to just free up from the way we've been working and create a gesture through the cantilever effect. It's called Let It Go.
Or does it go all the way through?
It does go all the way through. Well, we were actually going to put a core, or we had this idea to use a core of glass somehow in our stone, but it's like we don't want to just put it on there like an ornament on a Christmas tree. It's like somehow it's got to really call for that. It's got to ask for that. And so far it hasn't, but this hole, we felt motivated enough that we were going to put something through there to go ahead and drill the hole, and it just didn't work to put anything in there, and we just let it go.
I like it as an opening too, and it's at an angle that's opposite of this. I mean, everything about this sculpture pleases the eye. There's so many planes to look at. The flat plane here, the bulge, the flat, the colors, the texture, the tension. This thing is just tactile as all get out. I love this piece.
This stone is actually from Arizona. All the other stones are are regional to western North Carolina, but this particular one was a Arizona river stone. You might want to just walk around it and kind of get the feel of the way that gesture changes all the way around.
It's almost like you want to put a little note here, like in a bottle, to say, "Help me, I'm shipwrecked from outer space." I love this piece. Breaking through.